All right, crew, we are back. Got an update on the URG-I build out. For those just tuning in, I'll give you a rundown quick here, but we have a near clone Geissele URG-I that I purchased off of Brownells. So Mark 16 rail, Geissele upper, Geissele enhanced bolt carrier group, Geissele barrel with pinned gas block. It does have their URG-I charging handle. Obviously, I bought this as a complete, being it is their near clone, and that is the model. So you can go on there. They do this in a 10.3, they do it in an 11.5, they do it in a 14.5. I have added a D-ball A3 on here for use with my PVS 14, and then I went ahead and built out a light for it. I have a separate video that kind of runs through this, the build out of this as well, as I usually would use cloud defensive, but I wanted to try something new. So this is just an Arisaka 18650 body, Modlite OKW head, Surefire DS00 tail cap, which provides you the consistent on button on the back, as well as just a backup button and a mod button for the top, which is not going to give you a consistent on. So that's where the second one comes into play if you do want the light consistently on. But now that we've run through that, this brings us to the next big update to this build, which, as you can see, I'm missing an optic, but the other thing that I was pretty excited about is the Surefire RC2. So the URG-I comes with the Surefire 4-prong flash hider, and I know these things have a good little ting to them. When you do shoot, I hear some folks say that does actually make the ting from it. I have not made it out with this yet, obviously, because I'm still pending an optic, but this was another big piece in the puzzle to the build out. So Brownells, these hit the site. For those that are familiar with the RC2s, and those that are not familiar with the RC2s, for those not familiar with the RC2s, when they are in stock, they tend to go quick, and when they're out of stock, it tends to be for an extended period due to contract runs. So sometimes when the government orders these, they may not be in stock for a year and a half, or there'll be very little availability of them due to the government contracts. So let's go ahead. We'll dive into what is included in this quick. Just a new product catalog, your owner's manual. And they do give you a little brush here. So we'll get the box out of the way and onto the big part. You can see they do give you a pretty quality, I mean, not that anybody's really going to, leave these cans in there other than maybe for storing during transportation or you're safe or what have you. But it is a pretty well padded case for this. So definitely a shout out there to Surefire, because this thing is pretty well done. And as you can see, I got the black RC2. At the time when I ordered this on Brownells, they did not have the tan one in stock. So I went ahead, I snagged up the black one. And about, I think it was 2 days later, I think I ordered it on a Thursday or Friday. If I remember correct, by Monday, the tan ones popped up on there. So I know a bunch of people are going to be like, this isn't clone correct. Well, I'm not really that concerned with being clone correct. I have an RC2. I'm happy with that. If I had a tan one too, that'd be epic. But I'm just stoked to have a RC2. So this can is 6.2 inches in length. Weight is 17 ounces, so not light by any means. My anechoic can back there, for instance, is a 9-ounce can. There are gives and takes when you are going to a lighter can like that, and one of the reasons why I went ahead and I snagged the RC2, or what I liked about it, although there's a lot of folks out there, this is 30-year-old, technology, that is still the golden standard of the industry. Why is it the golden standard? Well, the weight allows, it keeps your IR signature low. The way that the baffling is done and everything, as well as your grooving on the front here, it keeps your signature from the flash very low. and they are not the quietest of cans, but the signature reduction between the IR and the flash are pretty much unmatched. And if there's anything out there where the signature is close, I think it's fair to say the IR signature is probably still way more than the RC2. So why did I go with, let's say, the RC2 over the RC3? And there is two big different camps out there between the flow-through crew and the non-flow-through crew. And my anechoic can over there is more of a flow-through design, which I'm looking forward to getting out there and testing. But for me, all the research I had done around the signature reduction in that, this was more what I was after from that aspect. The RC3, yes, you can run, your open tine muzzle devices, and it's not going to have as big a fireball at the front. But I have watched some other folks on YouTube that had both and still leaned back this direction. So for me, if I have the opportunity to test an RC3 in the future, I'd love to test one out. But for what I was after, and just low IR signature, low flash signature, this was the can that I wanted. So with that, I'll go ahead and show you here. You can see the mounting of this. It's kind of oval there, and as you turn it, it locks onto the actual muzzle device. You can see this little groove. This here actually sits into a groove. Let me see if I can put this out of the way so I don't knock that over. But the actual Surefire muzzle device has a notch in it here, so that you are consistently, and YouTube's a little goofy about showing assembly on screen, so I'm not going to pop this together here on screen, but I will show you that notch right there sits right into this notch. And what are you getting out of that? That is going to allow you consistently, your can is in the same spot when it is mounted. So you're not going to have any form of deviation, which, a lot of can companies out there say that it's very minimal amount, if they are off at all. But with the Surefire, you are consistently in the same spot. So I did like that portion of the design as well. And I mean, you can't go wrong, even for it being that old of technology. The mounting on this, the flash reduction, the IR signature piece, I mean, you cannot go wrong with this can, unless, again, you are somebody that is looking for that flow-through design, in which case, RC3 is right up your alley. But the RC3, price-wise, is $700 more than the RC2. They typically come in closer to the $1,700 range. So different ballpark as well. Not to say that is what prevented me from getting that. I got this solely based off of, again, the things that I was after was, I like the idea of the low signature from IR for night use, and the low flash signature. So I'm very antsy to hear the sound of this, as I usually, for years, I've been running rugged suppressors in 30 cal cans. So this will be, now my second proprietary 5.56 can, but I have not made it out to the range yet. Just unfortunately, schedule has been wild. So hoping to get out really soon. And in particular, obviously, with this URG-I build, before we get out there, going to need an Optic. So considering, I'm between Aimpoint or EOTech, likely going to be going the EOTech EXPS route, again, due to the night vision aspect. If you watch the reviews of people debating the two, as soon as night vision is brought up, hands down, the EXPS 3-0 or just the EXPS 3 series is superior for the night vision setup. So again, I think that's probably a highly debated topic there, so you can throw your opinion down in the comments. But super excited to have an RC2, get to test that out. Never thought I'd actually have one. So very excited how this build is coming together, and antsy to get an Optic on it so we can actually get this thing out there and get some videos shooting it. So I will catch you guys later. If you do slide over to Brownells, use code BOP10, and that will give you 10% off orders over $150. We are coming up on Black Friday deals. I'm sure they're going to have some crazy deals. I myself am kind of waiting to see if they have the EOTech on sale that I want, and try to score it at a good price. So I will catch you guys later. Run, suppress, stay blessed.